I'm a police officer with Lower Allen. I've been here 20 years. I'm a corporal, I'm a shift supervisor. So I realized, that, yeah, we do experience cumulative trauma. There's calls I go to now that I remember other calls, and I react certain ways based on what my experience was with those prior calls. Two of my worst calls where I just connected recently that they were both suicides. I compartmentalized those calls so much, I didn't even realize they were both suicides until I started talking about the different events, and then I connected them together. And it's just strange how our brains will do that in order to try to, find a place for each and every trauma. So I had a call some years ago that I felt like I'd processed. I still had some flashbacks. Every once in a while, things would bother me about it. So I'd even written out this story at one point, and I was fine writing it out, but I can't go back to it. I can't go back and reread it. Once I put it down, I put it down. So yeah, it's still an event that, even though it doesn't feel fresh in my mind, it is. This original call involved an attempted suicide with a knife, and I got a subsequent call involving a attempted suicide with a knife, and I could feel myself going back there. And I was doing this presentation with Lisa. We were talking about aspects of EMDR, and then she talked about how, you have this physical response to these things and you figure out where it is in your body. Well, here I am in front of this group of people. I'm having this physical reaction. I hadn't expected it because, again, I thought I processed it. So, and I'm starting to feel tense. My breathing's starting to increase. Even today, knowing that we were going to talk about these calls, last night I had several dreams that I was in both these calls. That it took me right back. They were flashbacks and they were disturbing, and I woke up a couple times last night, just thinking about that call, and it was like, wow, I thought I dealt with it. It surprised me. Yeah, maybe I really do need to do some EMDR for myself for this and process the event. And it's important for me to normalize a lot of these things that, you can get through, you can push through, and what it can look like doing that. So what's interesting about this process is, knowing what the triggers are, knowing that, I don't like going down the streets that we're going to from the incidents. We're really going to be able to kind of take a look at this and see before and after what the processing looks like in us. So it's going to be kind of a 3-step process: building up, having the EMDR session, and then kind of going back and seeing how much relief of symptoms I get.
All right, Ed, we're going to do an EMDR session on a call that you had. All right, so you have the image, the driveway with the kid laying there with a hole in his head.
Right.
You have the negative cognition, I should have known better, and you're feeling it in your sinuses and chest. Okay, I'm going to start the pulsars. Just let your mind go wherever it needs to go. Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath and just tell me what you're noticing.
So I had the image before this all happened, where I gave him a ride back to his house after there was an alcohol party, and I gave him a ride home. Okay. So, and I had talked to his dad, and he knew he was in trouble.
Okay, go with that.
Okay.
Take a deep breath again, and just tell me what you're noticing at this point.
Just letting him out of the car. Everything seems fine. Dad's going to be home soon. And it just seems like it's routine. Just feels routine.
Go with that. What are you seeing now?
So, get a call to go back to the house. It's a 911 hang up. Still thinking it's routine, thinking it's a domestic between dad and a kid.
Okay.
Still routine.
Still routine. Go with that.
So I get there, and his kid's in the driveway with his dad, and there's blood, and dad's like just yelling, and I could tell the kid's gone, and I can feel it now. My heart was in my throat then. It feels like my heart's in my throat right now. I can just feel it there.
Okay, that makes sense. Just keep going with that. You got
I
it.
can't separate myself from the call. I'm part of this call. I'm in it. I can't be objective. I just remember asking for help like it was like I was part of the call. I wasn't asking for somebody to help me. It was just for help. That felt like I was just in it. I was part of that call.
Okay, makes sense. Go with that.
I didn't realize I was in shock at that time, that I wasn't functioning. I didn't realize, I thought I was okay, but I wasn't even that. I was just in shock. I couldn't function, couldn't make a decision. I got walked away by another officer. I was just in shock. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All of what you're experiencing right now makes sense.
Just the way people were looking at me, and it was like, they were just, it was just weird. It was like I wasn't a part of it. It was just, I felt like it's like they were looking at a TV screen or something. They weren't looking at a person. I don't know what my face said, but yeah, it was weird. Yeah. So more and more people are coming to the scene now. But I'm just thinking that I messed up. I should have seen it. When I dropped them off, I should have seen it. I messed up. I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Okay.
Can't do this. Yeah.
Okay.
So they get me back. They take my gun. It made me so mad. They took my gun and they sat me down with some guy to do like a debrief or something. I'm like, it wasn't, why are they coming to talk to me? A kid died. It's got, why is this about me? Why, yeah.
So,
It just felt like the focus was off. It felt like it was, where's this, what is this focus? Everything was it wasn't focused right.
okay. They should have been more worried about the kid than you.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was a kid, yeah. And then it's, why did I think it was routine? Why did I think it was like every other call? Why didn't I pay more attention?
Second guessing.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to that other call where the girl stabbed herself in front of me.
Okay.
And again, it was, I'd been out there so many times, we talked, we were going to go to the ambulance, but why wasn't it like, why did I fall into that? Why did I let it be routine? Why didn't I pick up that knife sooner?
Right.
Why was it routine?
So you need to go to that call now, so just kind of
Okay.
let your mind go wherever it needs to go. It's fine.
Seeing doors slammed in my face. What's going on the other side?
Okay.
It's more than one occasion now. Go ahead. Yeah, just these doors slamming in my face, and then just trying to just crush through them.
Okay. Trying to get to her.
Yeah. I'm too late again. The damage is done. She had already cut herself. I was too late. I didn't react fast enough.
So those two calls are very connected for you. They were both supposed to be routine.
Yeah.
And they were both times you felt like you were too late.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was too late. Yeah, I should have seen it. And I should have seen it.
Should have seen it. And that's what that's the two calls have that in common right now.
Yeah.
So they're really interwoven.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Two other calls come to mind where doors got slammed in my face after this. And I crushed through those doors. And there wasn't anything extreme happening on the other side. Was that overreacting? Was that too much? What do I do? I knew what was on the other side of that door.
Right. Same as the other calls.
Yeah.
And you didn't want that to happen again.
I don't want to know what's on the other. I don't want to have that door between me anymore. I just don't want that door there. I'll go get whatever's on the other side of that door, but I don't want that door there. It has to be removed.
The door has to be removed. Okay, let's go with that.
Yeah. So I have an image now where I put my foot in a door sometimes, where somebody will try to slam a door on me and I put my foot in, so they can't slam it. It keeps it opening. It keeps it slightly ajar. I'm in control still.
Okay.
But I can't let that. Yeah. So I don't have to bash through that door, but it has to stay open.
So the door is something that you have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Even on the first call with the kid, he shut a door too on you when he got out of the car.
Figuratively, yeah. There was a door.
There was a door that he shut.
Yeah.
And you had no idea that's what was going to happen on the other side of that door when he got out of your car.
Yes.
So see if that makes any sense.
It does, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to put it into words. It's that in what I do, I try to keep doors open. Right? I mean, not just like figuratively and literally.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get perceived as I'm shutting doors or slamming doors, there's pain there.
Okay.
There's pain there.
There's pain there.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Okay. So I've seen a change since then. I thought it was something else. I thought it that I didn't want to let things bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking now that it's that I don't want to close something off. I don't want to close the door, right? I don't want to, so even I have a bad interaction in the street or something like that, I still try to fix it or like keep that communication open in some way.
Okay.
And that's weird. That's perceived weird sometimes because I'm weird like that. It's weird. It's weird as a cop to be that guy to do that, to keep that, not say, screw you, we're done.
And walk away.
And walk away.
You can't do that.
I can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
And that's why those two calls have weighed so heavily on you, is you couldn't leave that door open because those people shut it in a way that it wasn't able to be reopened.
Right. And and again, I still feel like if I shut that door, if I say screw you, if I close that door, they can in a way, but I always let them know that it's there. I can't cut off that communication. I can't let that. I have to keep some connection.
Okay. think about when you go in, what is the connection that you have to the 15-year-old kid? What have you left open in that scene?
Okay.
How is that door still open in some ways?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. There's two things with that. One is that kid died. That was very sad. Senseless. It never makes sense, right? When somebody does that. And then the other thing I had to face was my career of, did I do something wrong? Am I going to get fired? Am I going to get, did I not cross my T's and dot my I's? And because that's what it was. It came down to, what did you do then? What did you do then? When did you call the dad? There was a conversation. And all that was on me of, did I do the right things before he chose to do the thing he did? So these calls I've had are part of me. They suck and they're shitty. But subsequently, as a supervisor, I've been to these calls also. Same calls, suicides, people hurting themselves, tragic situations. And being that person that can check in with their people, see them for them, worry about the dotted I's and crossed T's later.
So when you think about that in that way, and we look at those doors that have been shut, you're constantly keeping them open.
Mm-hmm.
See where that takes you.
Okay. I can't fix the past. I can't change it. But where I can do better is in the present. Like,
how long ago was the call with the 15-year-old kid?
It had to be at least 10 years ago.
Okay. I want you to try something.
Okay.
I want you to, your present self,
Mm-hmm.
the person, the police officer,
Right.
the person that you are now, the therapist that you've become,
Mm-hmm.
that those calls have shaped.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go back and talk to your self at that scene.
Right.
With the experience, knowledge, and mindset you have now.
It's doing the business without losing the people. It's all involving people. I see people now. Yeah, it's being able to, to talk to myself as having gone through something. Yeah. I mean, understanding that people go through things. Okay. It's not just the job.
Go with that.
Mm-hmm. Having gone through things, I just thank God that it's made me this person rather than going the other way. Mm-hmm. It's made me care more. Those hard situations, those difficult situations, pain I've seen, pain I've caused, it's made me better.
Is there anything that the Ed now wants to say to the Ed to the woman that's with the woman with the knife?
Right.
Kind of go to that scene with your current self.
Yep. I'm reminding myself that I was there by myself when this all began, and then somebody came, and then she came after me with the knife. I could have shot her. It took 4 of us to wrestle her to the ground. It took 3 more people to get there, to get her into a gurney. Wrestled her all the way in the ambulance, all the way to the hospital. Once we got to the hospital, more people came in and wrestled her. She was getting bombed with drugs and everything like that. I couldn't have done it by myself. This is, I mean, she was just so psychotic that there's so many people that were needed just to bring her back. And she lived, she survived. And if I talked to myself back then as I'm going through that, I could have known that at the time, but she did, she made it. And it took so many people to resolve that call.
Absolutely.
I said I could have shot her at one point because she did come after me. It was like a suicide by cop scenario, but it didn't. I just thought about getting that knife from her. I never even thought about killing her. So there's that.
This might sound a little odd too. Can you bring all those versions of yourself together?
Yeah, I mean, I can, yeah, I mean, without even going into it, I can
Okay.
of really nothing I could have done, nothing I could have seen, but it makes me more aware now, and it makes me more conscious now. Again, just not shutting doors is a significant picture I get now.
When you bring up that incident with the kid who shot himself,
Mhm.
and he was 15 years old, on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is no distress and 10 is the highest distress you can imagine, what are you feeling now?
It's probably like a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
Reliving it just has the stress, you know what I mean? I just,
Just go with that.
okay.
You know, you're around a 2, you're just kind of hovering there, you've moved, but just kind of go in there and just kind of like, okay, it's a 2. Is there anything else floating around in there?
Okay. I think just being like, I just kind of brought myself like back to here, like not being in that place, just being here.
Being present.
Yeah, yeah,
You feel like you're present now.
yeah, dropped it.
Dropped it.
Yeah.
Do the words, I did the best I could, still fit, or is there something that even feels more suitable, or you want to add to that?
I mean, I did the best I could, and I'm gonna keep doing the best I can, but just trying to not look at it as routine, expanding the window.
Okay, so as you think about that incident and the words, I did the best I could, and I'm going to keep doing everything I can to keep doors open for people. From 1 being completely false to 7 being completely true, how true does it feel?
It feels like a 6 because I see myself doing it. So I see 7 as perfection,
Okay.
and that's a hard thing to grab.
Okay, I'm going to have you just kind of hold that together.
Okay.
So hold the thought of that incident and the thought of, I did the best I could, and I'm going to continue to keep doors open, and just kind of sit with that, pairing those statements together. Okay. What are you getting?
I just see the distance now. It doesn't feel as present. So it's like, and as I realize, like when we talked about how long ago it was, now I think about how all these things that I've experienced since then, that has not been like that. You know, so I've been able to do all these other calls and things like that, and that was just so huge and big, but in a way so long ago compared to all the other calls I've handled since.
Those calls changed the way you police, and you've already been implementing what you learned from those calls, even though you probably didn't realize it.
I didn't till sitting here.
Yeah.
I didn't put it together. I didn't realize that I've actually taken some control of that, I'm limiting my possibilities of something bad happening because of how I haven't made the connection before now, but just the connection of like keeping those doors open, keeping communication open. It's been more of I've had more control, not really. I'm waiting, you know, I was waiting for that next thing to just go awry that I had no control over, but maybe I'm doing more, maybe more's happening than I'm aware of, that the way I talk to people, the way that I communicate. Yeah, I've changed some equipment around too, of, you know, talking to people versus directing people, and, you know, giving up some control has actually given me more control. So giving up control of the scene, letting people talk, has actually allowed me to control that scene better.
So let's do this body scan and see where we're at with that. So just close your eyes.
Okay.
Keep in mind that original incident and that positive cognition of, I did the best I could and I am keeping doors open. And then, you know, bring your focus to the different parts of your body, from your head, working your way down. Any place you feel anything still kind of lingering there, just let me know and we'll work on it.
I just feel it like right here, like my brow's furrowed from thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
But other than that,
no.
Like the sinuses, the chest, that's all gone away.
Well, let's just focus on the your forehead there. Just see if you can push it around, out, wherever it needs to go. Just relax, maybe relax your whole face if you can.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
Yeah, just kind of tired. Yeah, just kind of relaxed, tired. Yeah.
In this moment, like, what was the process like for you?
So I guess I just connected things that I didn't realize were connected. Like how, just how I've adapted and changed. And
so 3 days ago, we actually did the EMDR, and I really found it to be interesting. Like, as we were doing it, I found these connections that, you know, I thought I connected the calls more together. I connected what's going on in like other areas of my career to those calls. So it's really amazing how much of a theme there was during the EMDR to show what I was experiencing. I slept a lot better. I just felt a lot of positives, and it's not just those thinking about those incidents, but just that overall feeling I have as a police officer. It's settled down a lot of things that I've been experiencing lately. So this is one of the streets here that I would avoid going to calls to, seeing the residents I was at. If I ever had to come down here, I would think about that. It would kind of charge me a little bit, but I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling pretty okay with things. Even, you know, looking at the particular residents, I'm not feeling any sense of extra anxiety, extra pressure. This is a road I try to avoid. You know, even when I get within a block of this road, going down this particular road, I would feel a sense of anxiety. Not feeling it at all right now. Yeah, we get several calls to this neighborhood, but, you know, yeah, I avoid it. Funny, I can't even really remember which house now, but it's one of those two houses back there, and yeah, I'm amazed that I'm not getting any charge. I feel like I'm just going down a normal street, and yeah, I haven't been down past that house in probably 6 years. I was driving down any of the road. It just felt like I was just making a regular loop. No issues, yeah, it was weird. It was really different. So I would say to all first responders, don't wait. If you have an issue that's bothering you, go out, talk to somebody, get educated. You know, if you get this EMDR to help you process that trauma, it doesn't make you weak. It just means that you're being more proactive. If something's sticking with you, if you're feeling that you just can't shake something, talk to somebody, talk to a professional. You know, get it done.